to just come out and tell my experience about being a Vine reviewer, and it's been just not quite 2 years. I'm under the program where I can review up to 8 items a day, which means that if I'm ordering 8 items a day, I really need to be working hard, because when you get these items, the clock is ticking and you don't want this to be stacking up, and then people are waiting for you to review, and then you also got a full-time job you're trying to do, and so you're not really getting paid to review these items. The only thing they're letting you do is keep it. And at the same time, you still got to pay a percentage, because it's not tax-free. You got to pay taxes on it. And I'll talk about that in another video about how that works. But in this video, I'm just going to be focusing on the review part. I really like this hair. I like the fact that there's not a lot of it. That's number one. I love this. This hat storage bag is versatile and can be used by men or women. It is made from sturdy felt material. So let's say your text is floating up the screen too fast, then you could just take the X or B and move it up or down in whatever direction you would like to go in. As a Vine reviewer, you're not paying anything for the product up front. When I begin to review the product, I have to ask myself one question. Was it a good product that I just bought? And you got to look at how much you paid for it. Was it well worth what you paid? If you only paid about $15 for it and it actually works, but it's made out of cheap material, and of course, you got to be very careful when you begin to start talking about what these products are made from, because at some point you might start getting hit on by Vine, because they might not want you saying that. Oh, this is cheap product. So you got to make sure that you use the right terminology when you're reviewing the product, because there's a fine line between being a Vine reviewer and then outright just trashing this person's product. So you might want to say it's kind of lightweight, but you don't want to necessarily tell somebody that it's cheap. You want to avoid saying that kind of stuff, because you're not really being fair to the manufacturer, because if they're only charging you $15 for it, it's not going to be made out of metal. You can only expect so much from this product. You can't expect it to be made from durable plastic if they're only charging you $15 for it, because you got to remember that they got to spend money to make this product. And then when they send it to you and put it out there on the market, how can they make a profit if they, use certain products to make it with, if they're going to give it to you for a certain price point? And so this is the issue that you got to consider when you're actually reviewing the product, because number one, it's all about, hey, look, I got this product. It may not be as sturdy as I'd like it to be, but at the same time, the value is there. So then if you see a person on Amazon Vine that reviewed the item and gave it a 4-star rating, and you're thinking, oh my God, you just did that because you got the product for free. Or you're thinking that we're getting this product for free when we're really not, right? But we have to be honest and we have to be fair in our assessment. You just can't say, I paid $15 for this, it's made from cheap products, so now I'm going to give it a 2 rating, and you're not being fair to that person that's putting that to the manufacturer. So that's all I'm trying to say in this video is, when you are doing a review, you have to keep things in context, and you have to understand the price points and what these materials are made from before you start trying to say, I'm going to give it a 1-star rating. And I've even seen people say, if they had 0 stars, I'd give it 0 stars. But once again, you got to weigh it out to make sure that you're being fair in your assessment. And the other issue that I'm going to say that comes up a lot of times is, I saw someone write a review about a Vine person's review. And they said, I'm getting tired of these Vine reviewers giving these products a 4 and 5-star rating. And then 3 or 4 months later, this person, they bought the product based on your review. And now all of a sudden they're like, oh my God, 3 or 4 months later, the product stopped working. So they're kind of ticked off about that, because the Vine reviewer just reviews and moves on. And so we have no idea that this product is that flaky, or whatever you want to call it, right? So I'm just simply saying, this is what we're up against when we become Vine reviewers. If you're a gold member as a Vine reviewer, As of this recording, you have to review 80 items within 6 months. So there's no way I could go back and revisit those products, especially those electronics that I reviewed. So I'm just kind of putting it out there, letting you know how this works, and just trying to show you the kind of dilemma that we find ourselves in as a Vine reviewer. And I hope that you found this information interesting and is helpful in when you're looking at these different reviews. And I look forward to seeing you on the next episode.